On today's episode of Based After Dark, there's a Based podcast that happened after we filmed, and then Tasty's like, I've never even watched Gielinor games before. After telling me, like, dude, I love the show, bro. It's so good. I remember he does that, and I realize what happens. I just lay on my dorm room floor for like 30 minutes. I'm like, dude, it is over. There probably are some creators who are like, super hates me, bro. Like, this guy, he never wants to have me on and stuff like that. So.
Do you ever deal with like after the casting, someone message you like, what the dude? Like, why didn't you bring me on?
I've had some people message me be like, dude, did the season already really start? Like, are you guys filming already? Oh no! I have had that happen, yeah. And I'm like,
just letting you know I'm down, dude.
Based After Dark.
Hey guys, I am 2D9Rain, and welcome to the Based After Dark podcast, episode 60. Thank you to our Patreons. We have 256 of them. Am I making that number up, PJ?
That's correct.
You did great, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Doing
Thank
good.
you,
Great number.
And today on the cast with me, we have Krylax, Hamsey, Prison Joe, Tasty, and of course, the man himself, Soup.
Thank
Hello,
you.
everybody.
Welcome.
Dude,
You
what's
did the
up,
YouTuber
man?
voice.
Hello.
Man. I
Andy,
have
your mic
to
is
point
muted.
that out.
Listen, man. You're picking up a lot today. You need to get it together. All right, 9 Rain's a cartoon, and you got your mic muted. All right.
I'm doing what I can. It's rough out here, man. It's rough.
Okay.
I'm all frazzled. I've been in a rush all day, and I'm glad I got to even make it on the pod, man.
Yeah, you had some trouble getting here. Would you like to tell us about that? What's going on?
No, I was, my sister was having this thing at her house and wanted me to go. So I went. I was meeting a bunch of her friends. Did make kind of a bad impression on one of her friends that she wanted to introduce me to. I don't know, man. Sometimes I just like.
What do you mean introduce you to?
Was it RuneScape related?
Extrapolate.
What happened?
No.
That's good.
So she was like, I want you to meet this girl who I think you would like. And then she introduces
older
me.
or younger sister?
Older sister. The girl is my same age. And then she introduces me to this girl who happens to be the daughter of the surgeon who gave me LASIK like 5 years ago. So she introduces me and says, hey, yeah, this is, so-and-so's daughter. And then she looks at both of us and she's like, yeah, like your dad saved his vision. And then I like just blurted out. And he also introduced me to Xanax.
Bro, what the fuck?
All right, well.
That's a huge entry frag,
Honestly,
dude.
that's a good line. Like, that's...
Well, I mean, yeah.
Off rip, like
for,
back to back, you just said that immediately?
That was
like there was no
crazy.
pause?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
That is
It was funny
insane.
in my head. It's still funny.
No, that's
No, it's
hilarious.
funny.
That's on her,
Um,
actually.
And if you don't know, for whoever hasn't gotten LASIK or doesn't know, they give you Xanax before you do the procedure. That's like what they do. And that was the first time I ever had Xanax. And
So when you,
Yeah.
when you delivered this, was it
Presumably.
just like silence? Was it just this kind of a blank stare? Was it one of those? Or like, did you get the pity laugh?
I mean, I got a pity laugh. She definitely seems like she has some emotional intelligence on her. So that was good. But I could tell the delivery on my end was fucking great. Like, honestly, man, if you could rewatch, like, I nailed that shit, dude. The way it came out so clean. I thought it was hilarious. I mean, it was hilarious, just not if you're like trying to meet someone. I don't know.
How do you visualize emotional experience? Tell me that. You said she looked like she had emotional experience. What do you mean by that?
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional, like,
oh, yeah. Experience. Yeah. Intelligence. You're right.
basically what I'm saying
if you
is that
think Hamsey's funny, then you're emotionally intelligent.
That's the
Like,
litmus test, dude.
Yeah.
if
Like,
you
that's-
don't,
like
you're
me-
dumb as fuck.
You must be pretty smart, dude. That's how that works.
No, man. It's like, you can feel that they didn't fuck with the joke. But
Were you wearing that t-shirt when you
She-
delivered the line?
no, dude. No. Nah, I look good, man. I was
Dude,
in
we
my
kind of
suit, dude.
synced
I
up
came
with the
straight from
RuneScape
work.
merch tonight, bro. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, look at us, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking nerd, man.
I'll
Yeah.
have to send you a picture of the shirt that I'm wearing because it's also
Gay,
fucking sick.
by the way.
Yeah,
Was
shut
that-
up, cartoon character.
You're fully
God damn it.
RuneScape.
No, I'm saying
Out. You're
Taste,
full
you got the,
RuneScape.
you got the
Your
gay
whole body
jacket shirt
is.
on, right?
I
What?
do, yeah. I do.
Oh,
He's gay, yeah. That's on the tier
I
list
didn't
as
know
well.
this was a coded RuneScape
yeah.
polygon.
We can add that t-shirt to the tier
also
list.
speaking of which, we might, we'll test it out. Maybe, this might be a thing in the future on the Patreon pods. You're familiar how we end the normal pods with Twitter Workshop. End of Patreon pod, we might be hitting you, just might, if you're lucky, with the gay of the day. This has been a very hot topic lately.
Is this like a person or?
Okay, I missed one. I missed last week. We had the gay tier list before. What is gay of the day? Can you explain this further?
Just basically anything from the tier list that we haven't said so far. Yeah,
I did want to say, I wanted to talk about, I did like you added, I don't know if you talked about it last week, but you added jogging at the airport to your flight, not running full speed.
Man,
but
that was going to be my, dude, the thing is, before I said that to you guys, before I thought of this idea, and that was going to be mine today. Yeah. Is it gay to run in the airport with a backpack on when you're late for your flight?
That, I had the visual image of someone who's got like the luggage and they're like prancing and they're like trying to, it's like they want to go, but they can't go. It's like something's
stressed,
something's
you ever
holding
have the
them back.
suitcase over the shoulder? You ever have one of those? Like,
that was me at one point, dude. Yeah. I big time did that at one point, dude. There was one, I had a connecting flight, and like, I'm stubborn, so I booked this one flight like to land, and then like an hour my next flight takes off, and my first one got delayed, and I fucking was fully running through the airport with my carry-on, just holding it like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
My friend got detained from stealing one of those carts in the airport.
What do you mean stealing? Like he tried to take it
on
the plane with him?
He was late for his flight. Those big carts that carry people that can't really move quickly, and they'll offer it on bigger airports like Atlanta or something like that. So we were actually in Atlanta airport, and this guy, he's my friend, acquaintance, we'll say, but knew him from traveling basketball and everything, and he got in, and he saw one empty. He's like, dude, we're about to be late. Like, I'm not getting in that thing with you. He literally got in and drove it.
Is traveling basketball where you don't have to dribble?
I think it's when you travel to get to the game.
Yes, actually, yes. But like, AAU travel games, but that was good. But yeah,
I'm sorry.
He drove it to the gate, and I got to the gate, and he was being detained.
By the cops?
Yeah, the airport police.
Cool. All right. Well, okay. Enough about you guys, dude. I don't care about you guys. I want to talk to Soup, dude. I want to. He's getting a trial by fire into the Based After Dark podcast.
I didn't mean to.
No apologies needed. No apologies needed.
Hamsey had some Tito's. I did want to ask you. You showed up today, which thank you, by the way. Tasty commonly talks about how you are basically avoiding him, like hanging out with him. So now that you're here, did you? What's the? Okay.
You got beef with me? Let's air it out, dude.
My webcam is not focusing, and it's annoying me so bad. Okay.
This is Maury Povich, dude. Let it loose. Let's duke it out.
It's not beef, but it was a funny comment where I remember before GG3 filmed, I was like, I definitely want to have Tasty on. Tasty's like 100% gonna be on. I love Tasty. And then there's a base podcast that happened after we filmed, and then Tasty's like, I've never even watched Gielinor games before. After telling me, like, dude, I love the show, bro. It's so good. Look, and I was so excited.
I told no lies. I love the concept. I love your vision. I love what you put together. I just hadn't happened to watch it.
It's funny looking back, and like I said, it all worked out. But it was like that's just the only beef there is. It really isn't much, but it's funny. Like it's really funny to say you have beef with somebody because everybody always thinks beef is like the biggest thing ever. Like I say I've had beef with Flutton for like 7 years, and people are like, dude, what happened? Like, what are you guys doing? I just make something up. Like,
I also hate Flutton. Cannot stand Flutton.
Exactly, yeah.
And if you met her, she's like so fun and cool online, and then she's just mean. Just mean in person and very scary.
She bullies me. She bullies me online. That's true.
So, anyways, yeah. I'm on Team Soup in that regard, for sure.
Yeah, I got your back.
Me and Tits were sitting out front of the party in Vegas, and when her and Jimmy pulled up, they looked terrified.
Is that when Tits asked him? They were like, "Hey, give me your IDs. Like, let me check the guest list or whatever." Did you do that to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did that to everybody. It was great.
That's so funny.
Dude, the best part of that was when all the PKers showed up, and I didn't know who any of them were besides bikers, and all of them were like, "You don't know who the fuck I am?" And I was
no
like,
way. That's so funny.
That's
the most
Then you kept calling Torvesta Jay, and he was like, "Bro."
Yeah, he called Torvesta Jay. He didn't like that very much.
I feel like only PKers would like ego check you on that. Be like, dude, you don't know who I am.
You got 50 viewers. Calm down, buddy. Like, just go to the party.
The best aesthetic was giving Saint Tits a halfway broken down handgun that was just hanging out of a fanny pack that looked 100% like a real weapon, but was not.
Oh my god, dude, that's a psychopath maneuver, dude.
That's funny.
The Vegas base party was awesome. Do you guys think that was the favorite like get together you guys have had, or like house, or just like you guys have been together a lot, right? But that one was awesome. Yeah, I know for Joe, you were stressing. You were stressing the whole time, Joe. I know you were stressing.
That party was a nightmare, but
it
went really well. It went really well.
It did. Yeah.
So. Yeah, I got the deposit back on the Airbnb too. Next TwitchCon, I'm not booking the Airbnb again, dude. I don't want that in my name for a third time. That's someone else got to go for that, dude. I don't.
It's okay. Saint Tits booked the last one and we didn't blow it up, the Orlando one. So.
Yeah, no, that worked out pretty fine. But good news on the me and Soup beef front. It is going to be quashed because tonight we're going to the casino after this podcast. So.
Which casino are we going to?
Yeah, we're going Talking Stick, baby. Talking Bricks.
Talking Stick.
Mm-hmm.
Respect.
Oh, are you actually neighbors?
Not really. We live in the same state.
I think we're like
we're not 30 minutes maybe.
40, 30, 40? Yeah, something like that.
What's your address? Let me type it in.
I'll DM it to you. How about that?
Okay.
Let's Google Earth his house right now.
123 Main Street. There you go.
You guys can meet in the middle for like maybe a cocktail and some.
Are you guys? Dude. I'm assuming you're all going San Diego for TwitchCon.
No, they're not, man. They're fucking cowards. I am. Hey, man, you going? Do you
wow,
hang out? Bro,
I thought that would be a guarantee.
Well, dude,
it would have been.
RuneFest kind of messed it up.
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah, RuneFest fucked us, man.
Yeah. Everyone planned for that, and then no one made plans for TwitchCon until 3 months before TwitchCon. It's like, hey, RuneFest is not happening. And so there's no Airbnbs. No one wants to make the plans like that.
Yeah, that's fair. It is a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah, the way we go, if we're going to go, dude, we got to have the fucking best Airbnb or not.
We got to go.
That's basically how it is.
I don't blame them for not going. Like, I'm literally only going because like I'm just going to use it as a vacation basically because like I just haven't done anything extended for a while. So that's kind of how I'm using it. But I understand why they're not going because we looked. I mean, I've looked. There's nothing left, man. It's all like the biggest place you can get's got like 3 or 4 bedrooms, and we would need we want the tank, you know, so we can have a good time.
Sure.
If next year we'll get the same Airbnb we had for the first one, because back to your earlier question, Soup, I think my favorite like ultimate gathering of all time was the first TwitchCon in San Diego.
Yeah. That
our first massive streamer party that went insane because it was pent up energy from. What, 5-6 years of no TwitchCon? Plus a slew of new creators from the COVID boom and all that. So it was an immaculate time. It went way better than I could have imagined, dude. It went great.
Yeah. Vegas was amazing, but I will agree with Tasty. My favorite, if you're asking what the favorite like event party we threw was definitely San Diego. It just felt that place was sick. Like the vibe, I don't know, the vibe was just better. I don't know why. Maybe like you said, because we didn't pent up like inside for so long because of the COVID and everything.
I was wondering how long was when was the last TwitchCon before that?
2019. 2019, yeah.
2019, man.
Yeah.
Did you go to that Soup by any chance?
Yeah, so we had like 2017, 18, 19. We kind of hosted RuneScape parties at our B&B. Like you guys, in a sense, took over. We had like, it's most of my personal friends. We had like creators come over. Like I think Zulu was there at the time, like Lake. Not many people came to TwitchCons back then, like RuneScape people. Once you guys started like hosting the big things and going and getting everybody going, like that's when most people started coming. But we usually had like 20 to 30 people at our place, so it really wasn't that big.
How was Zulu? He get fucked up?
I think everybody did. I think it's safe to say everybody did.
I carried that dude to the couch to bed. And
did you?
I didn't actually get the chance to meet him before. And like he kind of like woke up as I was like getting him on. I was like, dude, let's get you. Also, like, just
did the eyes connect?
Big
You're
fan,
just like,
by the way. Just like, let's get you.
Big fan. Let's get you to bed, buddy.
I was like, I'm not gonna crawl in with you. I promise. Just like,
I tucked the blankie under his chin. Hey, big fan, by
the way.
Kiss him on the forehead.
Yeah.
Wait, was that at TwitchCon 2019?
Yes.
No. When was that?
This was
the one we went
talking
to
about?
in San
Diego. The one that in your Airbnb.
Yeah, Zulu was there because I remember. I remember seeing.
You tucked him in. Yeah, because we all met Zulu. Yeah.
Well, he was asleep on the couch. That's when I met him. He like woke up and like was ready to punch me, and I was like, "What's up, man?"
He's fun,
I was talking to Whale, and Whale was gonna sleep there, and he just looked over there, and I was like, "Dude, what are you gonna do about that?" And he's like, "Nothing, man."
Was that? No, that was why. Because when he woke up, he looked at me, and I said, "Nice hog, man," because I was post hog.
Post hog incident. Post hog. Yeah.
I was post hog,
yeah,
man.
I
was talking about that
to,
man.
What a good thing to, dude, I was thinking like, what does this remind me of? You know, the big thing with the Olympic pole vaulter recently, I had it in my brain, this pole vaulter who lost because he had a giant hog and his hog hit the thing.
Yeah.
Dude, what? I was thinking
super relatable,
like
super
this
relatable.
Olympics?
Very
yeah, this Olympics, dude. This pole vaulter, dude.
He was coming down and he grazed it.
Yeah, he was coming down and
damn,
he just has such a massive
to
hog.
other people, but
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I was like, dude, there's what was it recently where something happened where we all found out someone had a huge hog? That's
Drake.
What it was. I'm trying to think.
I
finally got Zulu, dude.
Wow. That's how I split up the RuneScape timeline in my mind. It's pre and post hog. Those are the two distinct eras of RuneScape.
Nothing was the same after,
It did change.
We all remember where we were.
Dude,
I'm pretty sure that's when it went from area locked into like tile/collection lock, like new era after post hog.
Dude,
that's not a coincidence.
Until Drake's meet, that was my meat reveal. Like that was the one that really like was in the head. And now like that's the most recent.
You've got these cataloged?
Yeah, I mean, I can't unsee that for sure. Like I saw that. There's fucking people were making 7 TV emotes about it. Like I was seeing 7 TV emotes of Zulu's hog. I'm like, bro, relax, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, because like
the internet never forgets. The internet never
They really don't, dude.
No, they never forget.
It's just like you and loving pussy, bro. Like no one's ever gonna do that. Also, you're on the team though. You're on the pussy loving team, bro. You're on the team.
Yeah,
dude.
I always think to myself, like of all things I could have screamed on that stream, like that's probably one of the better things I could have screamed. For sure.
Can we talk about that a little bit?
It could have gone a lot worse, 100%.
Let's get into that. I agree with Hamsey.
Let's get into that a little bit to give us
your
the
moment.
Yeah, that's the
If
rundown.
that was a search and destroy game, you wouldn't be sitting here right now, buddy. So, congrats.
What happened? Tell us, Sue. Give us the story from start to finish.
So this was 2016 was when this happened. Mod Ronan Goody these days was still on the team. He was a community manager. Same with Mod Merchant. They were in a call doing a community stream. But they were doing the community stream in a Discord channel that I was a part of. I was in a Discord I was a part of. It was just like, I don't know, it was just like a friend Discord group. So I saw them in there and I was so happy because I'd finished Thursday college classes and I had Fridays off. So I had a triple, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend in college is like the best thing ever. It's so amazing. Mm-hmm. So
where'd you go to college?
I went to college in Millersville in Pennsylvania. It's like near Lancaster. Okay. It's a public school. But so I remember I had gotten Starbucks because I'd finished classes for the day. I had like a sprinkled donut. I had a shaken espresso with me. I was so happy to be done for the week. I hop on Discord. I'm like amped up. I'm full of caffeine. I see my boys in Discord. And when you see your friends in a Discord channel, you join. You say something dumb. You say something stupid. You say something silly, right? I hop in there, and for some reason, I hit just like the perfect pitch. I love the pussy. And then I just hear Ronan go, "Stefan, we're streaming on the RuneScape channel." I thought he was joking at first until he actually kicks me, bans me from the Discord. Now at the time, like Jagex YouTuber streamer relations weren't like as good as they are these days, right? I think I talked to maybe 1 or 2 JMods. So I shit you not, I remember he does that, and I realize what happens. I just lay on my dorm room floor for like 30 minutes. I'm like, dude, it is over. Like I just my RuneScape content career creator is over, and I was like, oh my god. I profusely apologize to Ronan. I sent him like 8-9 DMs. And I remember the stream finishes and he just sends me this message on Discord. He goes, join the channel now. But he does it with 2 periods. So like it looks like you're like it looks like you're in trouble. Like join the channel, period, now, period. I was like, oh my God.
HR wants to see
you. We do that with Hamsey a lot here.
Yeah, exactly. So he joins the channel and then him and Merch and the other JMod just they burst out laughing. And they're like, that was the funniest thing ever. And I laughed too, but I was more like a nervous laugh, like, yeah, that was really funny, guys. But because I was still scared, Jagex was gonna like be super mad because it would happen officially on the RuneScape stream. But then like Chris Archie sends me a message like that was so funny, and then all these other JMods were being like, that's so funny, and it all worked out. It's really funny. It's actually funny because I think it's still the most viewed clip on the RuneScape. Like twitch.tv/RuneScape Twitch channel to this day, which is like really funny.
And Tits, can we put that in? Put that in right now, Tits, so that people can see the clip.
I love the pussy. Stefan, we're streaming on the RuneScape channel. Are you kidding me? Get out. Banned from the server.
I'm almost positive it still is, which is funny.
I've known about this story for so long, and I'm just a little taken back right now because it wasn't until right now that I found out this was a genuine mistake on your part. The whole time I thought you were going in, I'm going to just fuck with these guys.
I thought that too. Yeah.
I didn't have, and I probably still wouldn't have the balls to do that to this day. There's absolutely no way. Like absolutely no way.
So like backlash wise, everything was fine.
Dude, zero backlash at all. Just like people tweeting at me and messaging me being like, oh my God, like that was so funny. So
like, Jagex loves pussy. I mean, it is what it is.
Maybe it was unironically some marketing for them because it was like posted on Reddit and stuff, got a bunch of upvotes.
It was such a human experience, you know?
Yeah,
like such a human moment.
And it was made by Ronan's reaction too, because he just has this perfect like, Stefan, we're streaming. Like, what are you doing?
You have a really good, you have a really good Ronan
dude.
impression.
I have it like ingrained in my brain, man.
You know, you come off guard too. There's like a good 2-second buffer before he started laying into you. Yeah. Too. I think it was just a tone you said it with. You could tell it wasn't planned. It was just like
it was candid.
And I think you said this before. What event was happening at the time?
It was a Halloween event, so he was spawning Halloween items around the game, and he was at Barrows. And again, like I couldn't recreate that moment if I tried. Like how I sang it, like I didn't even know I could hit that. I was just so excited. To be done with college. You guys know what it's like to be done with college classes for the weekend. Right? You're just like, oh man, I'm so happy, so happy. And then that happened. But I'm not even kidding. Like I laid on my floor for 30 minutes, like thinking it was over for me, thinking it was over. Oh man, I'll never forget that. But yeah, 100% genuine mistake. Had zero idea.
I knew it was an accident based off, like you said, the pitch of it was just perfect. Yeah. Like you said, there's no way you walked in and planned that. There's
no. That's rehearsed. So it's nowhere near as good. That is a timeless clip. Probably the single best.
That's
RuneScape
our Leroy
clip.
Jenkins.
That's our Leroy Jenkins, dude. It really is.
Exactly. That's our Leroy Jenkins, dude. Yeah. Wow. Congratulations. You're a part of history.
So yeah, again, I'm really happy it worked out. Let's put it that way. I'm really happy it worked out. And it was that. So I'll take it. Because before that, the only thing I'd really was known for was my quest guides, right? So it was just like, Soup's quest guides, this guy sucks, he's terrible. And then I hit this I love the pussy clip, right? And all of a sudden things changed a little bit. So it was...
Hey man, that could have been like SlayerMusiq, but it was you, thankfully.
Exactly, yeah. So.
I'm gonna... SlayerMusiq.
Dude, SlayerMusiq probably just fucking so pussy. Mad now.
He's the goat, bro.
He's like, it should have been me, dude. It should have been
me, bro.
I love the pussy. Me.
He just sees you raking in all the success. He just throwing darts at your picture on his wall, man.
Was he making guys back then?
Yeah, dude. SlayerMusiq's honestly insane. Like, have you guys seen his total YouTube views? Just like lifetime,
he's OG, bro.
He's like 120 million or something just from his quest guides. Like, it's absolutely insane. And before Quest Helper came out, like he was cooking in the views category. So I mean, he's
I'd be lobbying Jagex to ban Quest Helper if I was SlayerMusiq, dude.
Low intelligence, bro. SlayerMusiq. Also, he has some charm to him because it's funny when he like I remember doing the quest guides like early, like this is years ago, and like he would like fuck something up and like he'd like break his like character and be like fuck, and he like restarted, bro.
Yeah,
I love that dude.
He leaves he leaves the fuck in there.
Yeah. He had some charm to him.
He followed me on Twitter like last week, and I put my phone down and kind of looked a little bit above the horizon and nodded a little bit. I was like,
you made it, dude.
SlayerMusiq.
Congrats.
The one and only.
That's not even, I didn't even make that up. That's true.
That is a big one for sure.
No one thought you made that up, dude.
No, I'm just saying, like, anyways.
I did. I'm actually a little curious for Soup because I was outed as not watching Gielinor games because you watched this podcast. Do you like watch this podcast a good bit, or have you just like poked and prodded, or do you know what to expect coming in?
Be honest.
No, so when I edit Gielinor games, I usually have something like just noise up on the side, and so so whenever you guys' podcast is in my recommended, I'll pop it up on the side. So it's not like full focus, 100%. You know, I'm looking into all your eyes watching this podcast. More just it's up on the side, and I pick out up on some things. The most memorable thing I remember about watching you guys' podcast is when I think Sebe was on for the first or second time. And like half the podcast was just talking about like the experience on mushrooms. Like that was like half.
Oh, the mushroom pod. Yeah, that was a really interesting one.
I think that was the second time. I think the first time we talked about Mormonism.
That was fascinating, dude. Because it was just like it was a very interesting podcast. So that, but I said, I watch it, but not like full focus 100%.
Well, podcasts are meant to be background noise, and like you said, you're not looking into our eyes. Also, if you're watching this right now and you're looking in our eyes, stop that. You're weird.
Somebody might be.
I can't even look at Niner right now, so you guys just look at him.
I can't even look at any.
Nine's the worst one to look at, actually.
Dude, the blinking on your VTuber is insane. It's just actually. It looks like you're just high half the time.
I don't know how I feel about it.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay. So I had to
looks like you're mewing.
It does look like
I am locked in. I am fucking mewed up. I don't know. What do you say? Yeah, dude.
Mewed up.
Mewed up.
You'll get it. You'll get it one day, old man.
You're very demure right now.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you like the VTuber or not.
Don't bring that thing into this podcast.
The whole squinting thing. I had to reconfigure this on my new PC, and
for some reason, whatever sketch every like 5 seconds, bro. What's going on there?
That's so.
Whatever
funny.
Emotion.
now.
Yeah, I'm really opening my eyes and like looking. I'm like tucking my chin to just like here's some fucking. My eyes are open. So we got a little technical difficulties with the eyeballs right now. Okay,
funny,
whatever.
You're doing the H. John Benjamin thing, dude. I told you to stop.
We're glad
you made me look at me. Okay, I'm done.
We're glad.
Okay, for context, if I look at for those of you listening, if I ever see this stupid character on screen. You'll notice it, I guess, if I'm doing an ad read with Duty 9 Rain or some kind of exposition. I don't know why this is, but whenever I see this stupid, like, 2D 9 Rain, the character voice that I just slip into is John H. Benjamin, the Bob's Burger guy.
Is that what it is? I like the character voice.
Yeah, I mean, like, it works for the videos, but, like, I'm not doing it on purpose.
You do it on stream, too.
Yeah, if I'm ever streaming as 2D9, I just can't not. I don't know what it is. So,
do you remember when you signed a kit contract and streamed for 6 hours in 1 whole month?
I enjoyed that stream a lot too.
Dude, it was a really good stream. I hope you enjoyed your 60
really good streamer, man. Honestly,
I hope that was a good time.
If you can't tell, the emotion on my face right now is embarrassment.
They're still renegotiating the next contract. Bro, we're gonna cut the hours down, hopefully.
Like when you signed that contract, that stream banged. I was there and like I really enjoyed it.
I watched it too. It was great. It was a lot.
Yeah. I like the voice you do.
Thanks, man.
I don't notice a difference. Am I stupid? Like I've always heard Aaron say.
No, he does a voice.
Dude, you know what hit me hard?
I like it.
So we've met Mr. Jeprite in real life, RuneScape YouTuber. I've never watched any of his content, not because I don't care. I just don't watch a ton of RuneScape content in general. But I'm watching the T-Pop Sleepathon, Subathon, less Sleepathon now. I don't know. There's a lot of alleged statements about him. But he pulled up a Jeprite video and was watching it, and I heard Jeprite's voice. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what is that? He doesn't sound like that.
He doesn't sound like that, dude.
He does, though, when you get glimpses of it. I mean, dude, it's like Bodhi, man. It's like when you, like, every now and then, when you talk to Bodhi normally.
I get it. I know, like, I have the voice,
and then
too.
Every now and then you hear him say something, and you're like, oh, that's the stream voice.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was like very stark compared to, because I know what you're talking about, but it was a pretty big difference. More so than I'm used to with people in there like YouTube. Because, I mean, I have the YouTube voice, Tasty has it, Soup. 9 Rain.
Soup. I actually think that Soup's YouTube voice, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a little more casual. Like it feels closer to
it's probably the closest
conversational.
To your own.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't really notice it. I feel like everybody has a YouTube voice. We just think it's you normally talking, and then you hear somebody in casual conversation compared to their YouTube voice, and you're just like, oh wow, you do sound totally different. But yeah, being mostly a YouTuber as opposed to a streamer, maybe it does sound like that a bit more. So,
go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I have this hilarious memory. This is totally a tangent, but I have this hilarious memory, Soup, of when we were at Runefest in 2019.
Must be nice.
It was me and Framed and Settled and Jimmy screaming at a pigeon. Like, I would do some bit with a pigeon in the middle of the road, like in that back, like, I don't know, cobblestone alleys of Farnborough.
Yeah.
And you were wandering around looking for a phone charger?
Dude, I was looking for a converter, man. I could not find one.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I was looking for a converter. I just remember,
like, we went there for some like groceries or something, and I look up down this empty cobblestone street in the middle of nowhere, and Soup's just strolling down the middle of the street.
I was exploring Farnborough, you know. I was getting used to it.
Where was Twitch?
I was gonna say, yeah.
This was Runefest.
This was Runefest.
Sorry, did I say Twitchcon?
Oh.
Was it in a place called Farnborough? Is that's where you were at?
Farnborough, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is that? Like, compared to London,
like,
where is that? Is it close?
Who cares?
It's like an hour, outside. Yeah, Jagex signed a contract with this. I'm pretty sure they did. That they signed the contract with this like hosting venue, and they had to do it there for 3-4 years or something. But it really was like you had to. There was like nothing open past 9-10 p.m. There was like one bar, and you had to walk to a McDonald's like a mile away from the venue or something like that. So. You really were kind of just in the middle of nowhere. That's 5 years ago. That Runefest was 5 years ago. I can't believe that, man.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
old.
crazy.
Makes me feel old. Damn.
I know, dude.
What I was going to ask you is obviously you've been a YouTuber for a very long time, and you've dabbled in streaming, correct? Have you at all? Like early on, at least, you did that.
Yeah, I did like it.
As somebody who's been around so long, what's like the main difference to you? Like why do you prefer YouTube? I guess what I guess tore you away from like kind of dabbling to going just like straight on just YouTube.
Yeah, I did Twitch streaming for like a year and a half full time just to test it out. And I enjoyed it, right? I do really love the chat interaction. I play the game a lot more when I'm streaming. I don't play the game as much when I'm not. So I did enjoy that aspect, but I think I'm just someone who I'm not amazing at the game, so my gameplay doesn't necessarily carry me. And two, I don't think I have a personality that carries me either on Twitch. So I just thought to myself, let me switch back to give it a try. And I really just started practicing editing and trying to, make myself funny and good in the edit, right, on YouTube. And I think YouTube allows me to do that, where I can just really edit myself to seem better than I am, which is maybe a good way of putting it.
A little more control over it.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Okay. I will argue that you don't need to be a good personality or good at the game to be a big streamer. Like, look at Foe.
It's true.
That's exactly who I had in mind.
All right.
Hey, I'm sorry about it. We're not even that close of friends. I can't
New
roast him
beef.
like
We
that,
squash
dude.
one beef. Now there's
more beef.
Like
Yeah, we need more
beef.
beef, dude. We need more beef.
Dude, on his birthday too.
It's Foe's
Is
birthday.
his birthday today?
Yeah, dude, he's
He's
47.
48.
Oh, okay, all right.
Paul, I love you, bro.
Okay.
I love you, Paul.
I hate
It's these guys, not me. He's a second place GG guy. He just got 15
Stacey,
bill
if
for
you
getting
try to
second
defy you,
place.
I'll
so.
jump in to make it fair, at least, man. I got you.
But you know what's actually kind of interesting that you said, Soup, is like about you not being amazing at the game is I feel like that's like a recurring theme I feel like I've heard of from all the best YouTubers, man. I mean,
Except
like
for Settled, who's fucking awesome at the game. Apparently,
I think everybody underplays their skill a little bit for sure.
yeah,
but it's interesting because like I said, the other thing that changed the game on YouTube is just sponsorships, right? Once those sponsorships started coming in, because like I would say the relying on ad revenue on YouTube back in the day as opposed to Twitch subs and donations and stuff, it really, unless you're hitting really big view numbers on YouTube, it wasn't the craziest of differences. But then once in 2020, once the YouTube game started getting, consistent sponsorships for every YouTuber, I mean, people's revenue like exploded, and you could consistently do YouTube videos with only like one upload every month. Whereas before you had to do like 3 or 4 uploads a month to have, I would say, a consistent income. Unless you're a really big person at the time.
Yeah.
So the sponsorships really changed the game. And it's interesting because, oh my God. So I took one of the first ever YouTube sponsorships for a RuneScape YouTuber, and it was a $50 sponsorship for $50.
Holy shit.
A website called
shit.
a website called
5 years ago that was $1,000. So
dude, like for inflation, like I was rich,
Inflation.
100%. So it was called Catbeast. They're catbeast.com. I think they're still a thing. And all they wanted me to do was, in the intro, there's just a 5-second intro. This like video is sponsored by catbeast.com. Dude, I had never gotten so many dislikes before. Like people hated it.
Yeah, it was
People hated
different culture
wait.
back then.
Okay, so you know what's funny you say that? So Mr. Soup was gracious enough to come on my shit YouTube channel and do a video where we went through his mean comments. Dude, actually some of your old videos where you did some sponsors, there was so many people who were hating so fucking hard because you took a sponsor. Those are like half the mean comments.
Yeah, 16, 17, 18, the sponsorships were not like taken well at all. So it's crazy to think about now. It's like if a YouTube video doesn't have a sponsor on it, it's just like people are like, "Oh my god, there's no sponsor," because everybody has a sponsor.
This guy is so selfless and cares about the community and the content.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a double-edged sword.
I like how that's changed, but I feel like sponsors now, especially, I guess people who consume the content have become more, I guess, modern with it. Like, I get more the sentiment of "get your bag." Like people are just like, "Hell yeah, get your bag." There's not really that many haters anymore. Like people are actually. People are happy for you if they fuck with your content, so it's kind of nice.
I mean, people are understanding that you have like getting your money, and like that's like how you have to get paid. I mean, so that you can continue to make the content, which we love. But like, I think people also do remember back like watching Swampletics and like not seeing a single lab and like being like fully immersed in the in the story.
I'll say it also comes from the like old school YouTube roots where it was a whole bunch of people screwing around. It was not a job. It was just for fun, like showing videos to your buddies And so if it would be like slapping an ad on like your home video thing, it used to feel like people like, what are you trying to do here? Like,
that's fair.
Make money off this?
YouTube was their escape from the ads though, right? Too like they watch TV, they see ads all the time. They
didn't
come to
have
YouTube
for
not
like
to watch
12 years.
Yeah, I mean, there's also very tasteful ways to do it. Like I gotta say, dude, the way Coxie does his ads is like incredible. I mean, he keeps his character talking and like kind of keeps it part of the video while also keep like talking about the product. Like I think there are and I also think that's kind of something that's like happening, that's like the direction they're going, and how to make your ad feel like less of an ad and more part of the video.
Yeah, marketing, baby.
Yeah, I was going to say that literally the production quality of RuneScape videos now is so fucking through the roof, especially like YouTubers who are big enough who have ads. Like it actually makes sense that there is an ad. I feel like it was what Nine was saying, like in the past, it kind of felt like trying to slap something on a home video because, like, the production quality, the technology is not as good as it is now, and like, there's some insane people.
Bro, what the fuck would this game be without the content creators putting out content for it?
It'd be dead. It'd be dead.
That's the reason I'm back.
Dude,
that's the only reason I came back to the game
we're all
was
kind of
like,
narcissistic.
Well, I remember, like, I grew up playing the game and then quit for 10 years, and what got me back into it was I started watching like Bodhi and Mudkip and Guns Chili, and like I just was like, oh damn, that like I didn't know you could do all this in the game. I want to go do that. And so
I'll say content is the thing that's got me into any game that I've played, is watching someone personally. Watching someone else play it and enjoy it inspires me to, I could enjoy doing that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Deal. I found old school because of Torvesta videos. Like I would watch Torvesta and Frame back in the day, and then I was playing like Counter-Strike at the time, and I just started hating it because it was getting too hard. And so I was like, I need a new game to play, and like I just randomly started watching Torvesta videos because they were in my recommended, and I was like, I'll give RuneScape a shot. And then I logged in one day and I played for 12 hours a day for the next 3 years, and that was. And I told Torvesta that too, dude. When I met him in Vegas, I like cornered him at the last day, because I was like, I'm not gonna fanboy until the last day. Then I'm gonna fanboy a little bit. And so Torvesta's a quiet guy, but I was feeling myself, to say the least, dude. So I cornered him and I talked to him for like 30 minutes about like how he got me to RuneScape, and like I love his content, like he's inspiration. Dude said maximum 3 words to me, but he was very gracious, man. He's
a quiet guy.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
I love Torvesta. He's like, oh, thank you, man. No way. Yeah, thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, you can. It's funny, going back to the sponsor thing. You can very much tell when somebody just kind of slapped an ad in a video as opposed to kind of transitioned it in. Just being like, hey guys, today's video is sponsored by Hero Wars, right? Just something, or as opposed to you have this transition, which, listen, okay, I'm always going to be biased as somebody simply because I have YouTube ads, but I will never understand a complaint about somebody having a sponsor. the video is you can skip through the video. Like you can just tap 5 times on your arrow key and you skip the minute ad. Like it is not the hardest thing in the world. I will never understand people complaining about that, especially when it's one of their favorite creators and they're making money. And if they don't have this ad, maybe they can't make the video, right? So again, I think there's even a
plugin on Chrome that like skips it.
There's sponsor block, so I probably shouldn't even shout that out, honestly. But there's
I'm so sorry to the viewers.
Plenty of stuff. Plenty of stuff.
Yeah.
I think there's an understanding between viewers that care that if you do care, they won't care. You know, if they care about you, then they won't care about the ad.
And it's gotten way better. I think the majority of people, it doesn't matter anymore to them.
The mindset has shifted. We've kind of boiled the frog, and people now like expect it from a big YouTuber. And I think it was hard at first because no one really understood that that's what was necessary to be a full-time YouTuber. But then as the zeitgeist shifted and more people started doing it, then they're like, oh, they have to do this. Like, this is how the world works. Yeah.
And the quality of the videos just like skyrocketed too because of it. Yeah. So people were more impressed with the video quality as opposed to just maybe an ad on a bad video or something. So it got way better.
Soup, how much more inspired are you when you make good money before? Like you're sponsored, you know you're making decent money to make the video. You're like, wow, I feel empowered to do well because I'm being rewarded for it, right?
Well, I think you should. I think everybody should like be thankful, I guess, for the time we're in where these sponsors are willing to work with us. Like there's so many sponsors who are willing to be part of RuneScape content. Like so anytime you have an ad, or at least in my opinion, I really feel like you should make the most of it because you never know when one day a sponsor's just like, nah, I'm done with this channel, or nah, we're pulling out of the RuneScape scene. So like anytime you have an ad, definitely like make the most of it, right? And be thankful that we're at a time where there's so many people willing to work with. And thankfully RuneScape's the perfect market for most sponsorships.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
25 to 37-year-old disposable income single males, right? Let's just be honest here.
What the hell, dude?
So I'm in that boat. I'm in that boat too. I'm in that boat too. Don't worry. So we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Did you have any other games that you or content that you were doing YouTube stuff with before RuneScape, or has it always been a RuneScape stuff for you on YouTube?
Only ever like back in like 2011 I had other videos on my channel, but since then it's been purely RuneScape 100%.
Are you much of a gamer, or are you one of those RuneScape players that's like just basically RuneScape?
I played CS. I think I played with CS with Tasty maybe once.
We played CS before.
Yeah, we played a couple times. I have like 3,000 hours on Counter-Strike. I'm a huge Counter-Strike person, but I haven't played any of the new CS2. I was mainly a CS:GO guy.
That's kind of meh.
Yeah, CS2 seems kind of meh right now, which is disappointing. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I most of my year I spent editing GG or just working on GG, so I feel like dabble that much in other games at the moment. I wish I did. There's like I buy, maybe you guys can relate to this. I buy like 10 games on Steam for the summer sale like every single year. Just like this is the year I'm gonna play God of War. This year I'm gonna play this.
I'm still trying to finish Breath of the Wild, man.
I got like Baldur's Gate.
I haven't even started Witcher 3 yet, man.
Dude, same.
Witcher 3.
So what does the timeline look like? You said you spend like most of your year editing GG and stuff. Like, what does the timeline look like from start to finish? You know, reaching out, getting the cast, editing, getting them to do it all, and then sending it out.
Yeah, last year I sent out every invite in July. We started filming the season middle of August, and then we filmed the season from August to first week of January. So it was like a 6-month filming time. And then editing was from January to end of July of this year. So it was like a year straight of just like pure production for the show. There's some off time, of course, when I didn't have to focus on it that day. But yeah, it was pretty much in total about a year of production for it.
And what does the process look like when you're actually doing the episodes? Are you guys just all in a Discord call, letting them know what they're doing? Like,
yeah. I mean, Nine and Tasty, you guys have been on it before. We pretty much just hop in a call and I give you guys the challenge and go over the rules. Usually we wait about 30 minutes for somebody to join who's late. And then we can finally get started.
Sounds like the pod.
And give the challenge. I think usually and finish it, and then if the season's format has like a voting process, we get all the voting done. Then we have the elimination and then the outro. Usually it's about 2.5-3 hours for a filming session to get it done. So yeah.
Wow. How often?
How many seasons of Gielinor games have you done now?
Four seasons.
Four. So in the 4 seasons, is there one person who's giving you the most technical issues, problems, like being late, fucking up like the recording, etc.?
Call him out.
Who is the worst?
I know the answer. Call him out.
That's a good question. People have had slip-ups and stuff. I don't think I can. I would 100% say a name if I was confident, but I'm not confident in saying a name because I really don't think there's one.
You say it.
I don't think there's one person who I can consistently say no. That'd be kind of. Again, I would do it if I could, but I really can't think of a single person. No. Tasty, is that the safe answer? Tasty, I guess. I'm just kidding.
What the heck? Dude, I was on time. I was perfect. Dude.
Yeah, you were great. You were 100% great. 100%
nah, definitely
great,
be someone that's not a streamer. I feel like they all got their OBS.
Yeah, no, everybody's been great. Yeah.
Who do you think is who do you think is like your biggest draw? Like, I gotta get this person on every season. Like,
I mean, realistically, like Solo Mission is the safe answer. He's the guy who changed the game in a sense for Gielinor games. He's just like. And season 1 was hilarious because it really it was like a test season where we just kind of like, we just did stuff. Nobody really understood what was going on. It was just kind of for fun challenge stuff. It was really funny. The hardest challenge we've ever done on Gielinor games is episode 1 of season 1, which was a hard mode Chambers of Zarek. Like everybody had to gear up. It was like a 2.5 hour challenge. It was the hardest challenge to this day. And it was the first episode of the first season, which is really funny. But yeah, then season 2, Solo Mission started playing like the social game, sending out DMs, being like, "Hey, I want you to align with me" and stuff like that. And that viewers are drawn to that, right? They like the drama, they like the alliances and that stuff. So they
politics, man.
Yeah, and then season 3 was a big part of it. Well, season 4, big part of it as well. So yeah, Solo is my safe answer.
I'd say Eevescape as well.
Dude, Eevee.
I was gonna guess like
I love Jake, man. I love him.
I love a good heal
so much.
He
yeah, those two guys are great.
I like using the word understand the assignment because Jake is somebody who understands the assignment. Like he doesn't mind being that guy and playing the politics and maybe being a bit loud here and there to get people stirred up. And I appreciate that 100% on the production side. People are always like, "Oh, Eevescape, why is he on? Why is he on?" It's like, because he gets you guys to comment. You're sending me a message right now about him. He's doing his job, right? So he's 100% doing the right thing. So he will always have like an invite to the season just from my end, just because he brings so much. So I appreciate people who are willing to take the extra step.
Speaking of challenges,
I was really impressed.
Go ahead.
I was really impressed with so many of the players this in season 4 really did a phenomenal job with some of the challenges. Like they were really kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, part of that was the design of the challenges has gotten a lot tighter. Like I think you, and I don't know if you're working on it with other people, have a much better understanding of like, okay, well, this makes a much better challenge than this other thing we used to do. And it was like a mix of that. Plus like a lot of the players were just fucking great at the game and like really smashed it.
People have gotten really, I mean, just like, for example, the confessionals, like people are really good at just pretending it's in the moment as opposed to they're talking about something as if happened in the past, like the hype. They have gotten way better at it. And the challenge design is an interesting part of it because I think if you come up with an intense, a fun challenge that all the viewers can follow along and play along with, it leads to a much more entertaining season in general. And that's why this season, there's a lot more like game knowledge, Iron Man stuff, as opposed to maybe like straight up PvP, late game PVM and stuff. Just because the viewers YouTube viewers like that kind of stuff, right? So throw on some tense music in there, you're good.
Yeah, and you have to know the kind of game that everybody else in the world plays, as opposed to like
the top 5% of RuneScape players.
We're not the normal RuneScape players.
It's our job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why people like hide and seek, right? How can you go wrong with hide and seek? Anybody can play along at home. That's why it's the perfect challenge. So you can't go wrong with it. But that's why it's like, I get a lot of comments being, you should do a TOB speed run where everybody's in max gear. It's like,
it's not fun for anyone.
It's just like lost on everybody.
Nobody's just gonna understand what's going on. Like all these,
you would need a Rendy video to explain that episode. Like
exactly.
That's a great collab. Actually, consider that.
It's crazy how many terms we have for things in game that just nobody else would understand in PVM and PvP. Just like PvP, for example, Carol's the AGS with a Gmul 63 whack KO. Right. Like you say that to somebody on the street, they're gonna have an aneurysm. Like you do not know what's going to happen.
Even know. Yeah, there's people listening to this right now that don't even know what the difference between PvP and PVM is. Like they don't know what that means. So
I mean, that's also something I was wondering. Like, I mean, I feel like it's got a little bit more of a casual audience. And like, do you find yourself going back and changing the terminology that you use just to make it more understandable to the common mind?
Digestible?
Yeah, I mean, the absolute goal of a RuneScape YouTube video is to get out of the RuneScape YouTube like niche genre on YouTube. If you can break into the general audience, it's like settled. Swampletics was like the first person to really do it, and you saw the views and what he was able to accomplish. So as soon as you do that, though, you have to then dumb down what's going on to everybody in a sense, right? So really simple stuff, a 30 to 45 second rules introduction segment, so everybody at home hopefully understands what's going on. And again, it's really easy to be like, go pick up an item and bring it back to me. That's really easy to understand.
So,
you know.
You think if I change Top Tuesday to Tree Tuesday and we just cut a tree while I interview the guests, you think that could do better?
No, that would be Top Tuesday's too iconic.
Be a funny video.
And now that you had this,
be hilarious.
You had the Banger Oda Block video, so I think that format's locked in now. So I think you're good.
We'll see. Read my DM, by the way.
Your DM.
Well, I was gonna DM to
Did you just send it?
He's getting you on Top Tuesday, buddy.
Dude, I'm not even kidding you. I'm like 65 missed DMs deep right now.
I was gonna ask. That was the next question I was gonna ask you. Like after that joke was gonna be, how many messages does a guy like you get during Gielinor games? This has gotta be fucking probably hundreds, probably close to thousands.
Yeah, it's funny because on top of Gielinor games, like I would say my other popular series is the Unusual Money Making series. And I always tell people, like, DM me your ideas for money-making ideas. So it'll be in the middle of a GG season. I got a guy telling me, like, oh, pick up willow logs and drainer as one of my DMs. And I'm like, okay, it's not a DM I can look and respond to right now. So I just leave it on the unread tab, and then it just builds up over the course of the year. So I'm slowly but surely going through it. I'll hopefully get to yours soon, Joe.
I appreciate it,
buddy.
Can we get to speaking of getting in line? Can we do some of the topics from the page? Our patrons Saint reached out to them and had they had
there were
topics
some good ones actually,
just for Mr. Soup, and
really?
They are paying customer.
Hold on, I had one question that I wanted to ask before we get into the Patreon topics. It was about the design challenge, challenge design type. Because as someone, well, first I will say that the way Gielinor games I always thought was such a well-designed idea from someone who was coming in to the community when the first season was coming out, because it kind of captures the reality TV aspect, which everybody in the who knows is addicted to that stuff, you know, and putting that like a RuneScape mask over that is just like the base idea is something that everyone could love. Just because it's drama, it's like betrayal, it's what everyone wants, and it's all everyone against each other for whatever goal.
Yeah.
But with the design challenges, I was always curious on how you came up with those, because Aaron was just talking about it, but I had no idea, like, do you design them yourself? Do you have ideas? I'm sure so many people send you like base inside the box ideas for you to do, but how did you?
Can I piggyback on that real quick too? Could you also tell us what is like what's the staple game you've made that you keep going back to and maybe changing a little bit? Like I guess the game that you think is the best.
Yeah, I'd say about at this point for the first 2 seasons I was doing probably like 80% of the challenge design, but we've gotten to the point where viewers now send in so many ideas that I think it's like a 50-50 split between somebody sending me an idea and then I kind of adjust it to fit into the schedule that we have to fit into when filming, and then 50% are things I just kind of think of. I think I'm pretty good after 4 seasons of what makes a good challenge for the competitors and the viewers. And again, at this point, just wrapping back to what makes a good challenge, it's just starting from like the ground up, right? We had a challenge at the beginning of this season where go pick up an item spawn, bring it back to me. If somebody else picked up the same item, you're out, right? Super simple concept, but exciting because it's just like there's so many item spawns in the game. You never know what somebody's going to bring back, and it worked out to be a really perfect challenge. So I think really just starting from the simplest concept possible, and then you kind of like can add on to that and build onto that to make it a bit more complex if you want to. Talking about your point, Joe, we did that with hide and seek this year, where usually a hide and seek is just I show them a picture, right, of a location in game. They have to find out where I am. They run to me and trade me, right? So we kind of evolved it this year where I'm hiding in a spot where they have to get an item to get to me. So they had to get like a lantern to get into the Temple of Ikov spot. They had to get a rope to get to the waterfall thing. So like just like a small addition like that all of a sudden changes the game up enough to the point where it's still really exciting to watch, but also like in the moment panicky for competitors. So yeah, I think just constantly evolving the games is what makes it the most, I guess, what's important in keeping the season fresh and exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've gotten really creative with the challenges you made. Actually, we did draw some inspiration from you. We made a video actually on this channel.
Oh my god, yeah.
I remember like forever ago. We did the RuneScape Beer Olympics.
Yes,
that was a good time.
I saw videos of that. That's right.
Yeah. I was channeling my inner soup when me and Prison Joe were in the fucking Discord, like figuring out like what drinking games we could do. This was a little challenging because it was a mix between like an IRL and also like in-game video. But we were trying to find some challenges of like what we could mix in between like RuneScape content and also drinking like traditional.
I think our best one was the Inferno challenge. The Inferno challenge
was a good one.
Is that where each person took a turn on a wave of the Inferno?
Yeah. The Inferno challenge was great, but also I mean, dude, the Flip Cup that we did where we had the two laptops at the end of the table.
Still
the beer tower was okay, a little controversial, unfortunately, but
that's why I love
the beer tower controversy.
No, but the hype, the Flip Cup game that we did, where there was the two laptops at the end of the table and two players standing without auto retaliate, and like whichever team finishes the Flip Cup first gets to attack.
That
the
was
other.
fucking tense. Like, that was
and that was just crazy because like the one team beat the other, but then the other team came back and just had like insane RNG and like it like dude, you literally couldn't have fucking scripted a better finish.
It was like a DM, basically.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
It's the best when it works out like that, too. Like, when you have an exciting finish, you're just like, oh, this is just good TV. Like, it's just so good, exciting. Dude. It's so good.
Oh,
so
it just all worked out.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and the other thing, the RuneScape challenge is just, like, fitting it into a certain time frame, right? Like, for an elimination, you have to fit it into 15 minutes, right? So how do you come up with, like, an exciting, tense RuneScape elimination that can be done in 15 minutes? It's I would say it's harder said than done, but when you do come up with something really exciting, it like really shows in the episode, which I'm always really happy with. Like, I think that the bannings in our recent season were like the best we've ever had. So
the bannings were really good. I like them.
Dude, it's gotten better every season, which is just something that it just goes to show like the work that goes into it. It's really improved.
Thanks, man.
Built a great foundation. Yeah,
we put a ton of effort, so we're happy with how it turned out.
Also, because a fun thing that has happened is as the shows have gotten better, as it's gotten a much bigger audience, the contestants want to win so much more. Like, you can tell that when they show up, there's the like, let's go fuck around in RuneScape of season 1, but also like, shit, I've been training for a year since I got the invite. Let's do this. Like,
it's really funny because I obviously want Gielinor games that when we're all on a call together, like, we're all joking around for the most part. It's competitive and stuff, but I mean, Settle was literally straight up said this year that he had like stomach issues before he joined a Gielinor Games call because he was so nervous like to compete that day.
Dude, poor guy.
Yeah, so we really did like capture this like unique, intense, competitive aspect of the game where, I mean, there's a lot of money on the line. There's like, he won 30 bill for winning the season. Like, that is just an insane amount of money.
What is that in IRL?
Like $10,000.
How do you know that?
I would know.
No,
but it does actually pay dividends. I mean, I remember when last year, like, it was V the Victim that won, and then and then I remember he started. I mean, he quit streaming for years and years, and then I remember he went live after and just had all these viewers. Man, people were all over him in his stream. I mean, it really does pay dividends when you do well in the.
Yeah. Did you live with V when that was going on?
Yeah.
When you guys were filming?
Yeah, we were together for 11 months in a house. But he I moved in after the season had finished, that season 3. So while season 3 was coming out, I was living with him, but not when we were filming.
I can't imagine moving during that. That would have been insane.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Rust with V? He got me on a couple wipes, and it was actually I was watching the like season 3 while doing a Rust wipe with him. So like as he won, I was like, what the fuck, dude, you won? He was like, oh yeah. I was like, hey man, good job.
Yeah, he's a big Rust guy. I played a couple of Rust wipes, but not a lot to understand really what's going on, but it's a fun time.
Yeah, me neither. I just did what he told me to do. You know?
I just have one more quick question before we get into the topics. Is you said like when you're talking about what's the team look like for Gielinor Games, and how much did Jagex help you through? Was this the most they've been involved with Gielinor Games this year? To prior, because I feel like I saw them promoting it like more than I ever had before. I guess you could say.
Yeah, so they sponsored episode 1 and the finale this year, where they had never sponsored an episode before. So that alone, that alone to me was like massive. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, and then they also tweeted out the release, and they hosted me a couple times when they finished streaming on Twitch and stuff like that. And it's really because the community management team is like amazing right now. All the guys, Goblin, Sui, and Aiza, Sarni, like Light, all those guys. They've gotten a lot better with like really communicating and willing to work with the creators, and I'm really thankful for that. Yeah. And then in episode 2 this year, we had an Ulm tank test at the head of Ulm. But we had 18 or 19 people doing it. No, 18? No, 17. Sorry, 17. And we didn't want to do the entire raid to get to Ulm. So Aiza just kind of killed everything in the rooms before Ulm for us. We just kind of sped through. So he helped on that end, which was good. We weren't allowed to finish the raid, which is understandable.
Did he have to have a player in his, like a player character in game doing some broken shit in order to?
He was just on his JMod account.
Finger at him.
Yeah, he's just on his JMod
account that hits fucking 300s on Tecton.
Yeah,
and it was really funny
because the way that a lot of the JMods have to interact with the game is still like through the game with a character and items a lot of the time, which is hilarious when you think about it.
It was really funny because Aiza couldn't kill the mage hand when he was trying to finish off the first 2 phases for us, or 3 phases. Like his JMod account like didn't have the powers for some reason, like kill the mage hand, which is absolutely because he had to like type in a command and use like
thing of all time.
Use like a rotten potato. I was like, this seems like so annoying. So it was really funny. We eventually got there, but it was really funny. So the dream is obviously to have a private server of some sort to come up with some stuff, but maybe we'll have some stuff to work on. That
could be the next step, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
We get, go ahead, sorry.
7,000 USD. Roughly.
Could be a worthwhile investment.
Gielinor Games finale in person at Runefest in 2 years, and the Deadman mode finale in person.
Dude, that would be insane. That'd actually be insane. That'd be really insane.
Dude, the 5 season anniversary.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Okay. We're going to jump into a few of these topics here. I have one with you guys.
Piss break real quick.
First Patreon topic we have is from Mr. T Ridge. Thank you for being a patron. Question for Soup. How many seasons do you anticipate for Gielinor Games going forward? And would you ever consider a non-creator only games as like a side series or something else you do with the like general community of some sort?
It's funny. Every time a GG season finishes, I say it's going to be the last one. Or sorry, when we're recording, I say it's going to be the last one because I'm like, this is so much work, so much effort. And then the season comes out, and I see the feedback and the reactions, and I'm like, man, I can't end it, dude. Like, it's so nice. And I feel like it's silly to consider even ending it when it just gets bigger every single year. Hopefully, it continues like that on that path. So I'm not gonna put an end on it. We're gonna keep going as long as we can. As long as there's creators willing to do it, I'm definitely willing to do it as well. So we'll see. I'm not gonna say it's gonna end anytime soon. Yeah, and then the non-creator GG is really tough. Mainly because, like I said, I already spent a year on the production on the main show, and that's with full-time content creators for the most part who are a part of it. So trying to schedule 20 random players to be a part of a season and
you
getting all those guys
to do
that would have to be I'd have to hire people to get involved with that. And there's just there'd be so much work that goes like vetting, double checking they're all, okay to have on. They need good audio setups. Are they entertaining? Are they good personalities?
Yeah.
You 100% take a hit viewership wise too if your favorite creators aren't on the show. So that would have to be run by somebody else. But I'd like host, right? But I wouldn't be able to do it myself.
What that idea reminds me of is like a real world type situation, like kind of reality, because like you could basically vet these people. And like, it's either going to be the greatest show of all time or a complete dumpster fire. It's going to be Jersey Shore or dumpster fire. Like, it's going to be like, it is enticing, but yeah.
And they have millions of dollars in production budget and they still fuck it up. Like, imagine like all the shit you'd have to deal with, like, if you didn't have that,
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, could you guys please send me the video file? They're like, video file? What do you mean?
Oh yeah, God.
Yeah, like that would just be. It would just be like, all right, never mind. We're canceling this season.
There probably is a world where we find a really good group and do have an awesome season, but is it really worth the time cost investment to do that? I would say probably not. Again, I'd have to have a bigger team to be able to pull that off. So We're just
we're like a whole HR team for like the random illegal and like all like it's God.
I just like I'm cool. I'm cool how I definitely want to get more people involved in terms of like the production side, but that's like a whole secondary show that I think.
It also
I think Jagex could maybe do something like that if they wanted to.
Yeah, it also helps that when you have content creators on, they have skin in the game, so it's like, okay, hey, you're gonna be at least on decent behavior, so.
And nothing would be keeping the people there. Like imagine they just decide, okay, I'm leaving. You know, almost for randoms, you almost need like an in-person reality aspect to keep them there. Like
you should rent a house for a month and make it.
Dude, well, that's where Dead Man Mansions, bro. Do you guys remember Dead Man Mansions?
Yeah, that'd be so sick.
I've heard of this. I've heard stories of Dead Man Mansions, and man, that sounds like a different time.
Yeah. That was Jagex's attempt
on Dead Man.
Yeah, IRL attempt at something. It was fun, but it didn't really work. It didn't pan out, put it that way. But yeah, it'd be cool if they did it again, if they tried something like that.
I can't believe Jagex doesn't really put on stuff like. That's crazy that they put that on and like invited people and did like. They had someone on staff who was like in charge of that. That's crazy.
They learned their lesson, and now they just know Soup's gonna do it. So they.
We don't have to pay someone to do this.
I was gonna say, we'll sponsor an episode, but that's it.
That's what I think. I think Jagex has learned that dipping their toe in with content creators and like letting them have more like the creation side. I guess being involved, but not fully being involved. I guess is kind of where we're at right now. Because I've seen that with a lot. I mean, a good example is also Solo Mission with the. Dead Man Mode All Stars, like kind of how great that was.
Yeah, that was a big crossover.
So
well, they realize they're not the content creators, right? Like they just run the game. They don't have the same insight.
I don't know. Bada using with the cat ears on is pretty nice. I'll give him that. He's
true. Like that.
No, that's true. For real.
I have another one here from Mr. Dinosaur, longtime patron. Have you ever had a guest that was, I guess, requested a lot that you didn't invite back due to negative reasons or negative feedback? Is anybody here didn't invite?
Call him out, dude. Call him out.
Again, dude, I 100% would, but I really have great relationships with like everybody in the community, and I have never not invited somebody back because I'm like, I hate them or they were mean to me or something. I don't have like a blacklist or anything. Casting is like one of the worst parts of the show because there's 18 to 20 spots and there's now at this point like 100 RuneScape creators, right? So I'm looking to shake up the cast every season, bring in new people, bring in veterans, stuff like that. So there probably are some creators who are like, Soup fucking hates me, bro. Like this guy, he never wants to have me on and stuff like that. So.
Do you ever deal with like after the casting, someone message you like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why didn't you bring me on?
I've had some people message me be like, dude, did the season already really start? Like, are you guys filming already?
Oh no!
I have had that happen, yeah. And I'm like,
just letting you know I'm down, dude.
Yeah.
If someone drops out, man, I'm here.
You gotta have some gall to send that message.
Discord, maybe like an Excel sheet, like throw me on there.
No, dude.
Yeah, it's a part of it. It is an uncomfortable situation, but it is what it is. Like I just hope that they understand at that point, right? So
I'm gonna message you later tonight.
You're like the attractive girl that gets double texted all the time and doesn't. And they're just like, oh, like why didn't you? Maybe if I text again, that they'll answer or something.
Yeah.
I did want to ask the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I had nothing to say. Don't worry.
Okay. I was going to say the second part is anyone ever asked you for any type of financial compensation to be on Gielinor games?
You pay people to be on Gielinor.
Yeah, I mean, we have last season we had an IRL prize pool, sent payments out. The GP prize pool is paid out heavily each year as well. We had the prize pool this year was 65 bill. Like I still can't believe that. How we're gonna top that next time around? Absolutely insane.
How much of that is crowdsourced?
All of it, everything, all of it.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I paid $3.5-4 bill of my own money this year to get it.
And does everyone get something?
Mm-hmm. Everybody gets something.
What's like the minimum?
Last place got 150 mil this year, so they just for showing up they made 150 mil. Not bad.
Wow, fun.
Which is pretty good. Yeah,
damn, bro.
And
like one episode.
I'm also just like really grateful that people are willing to be on. Like we don't sign any contracts. There's no NDAs. Like we don't do anything. It's just like, hey, do you want to be on the show? And people are like, yeah, sure. And then they hop on and we film.
And you can't leak it. You can't talk about it,
man. Yeah.
We never had that happen. I'm really mad if you do. Because I'm not going to name who it was, but someone showed something on stream that.
Oh, is this the Bodhi thing?
No.
Oh. I don't even remember. We've never had a leak
in here because the way I'm just doing.
Is there somebody in here? We've never had a leak go viral where everybody knows what's going to happen. There may have been hints. Actually, it is funny. This year in season 4, in episode 7, Bodhi accidentally went live on Twitch while we were filming. For like the first 3 minutes of a challenge.
No,
so like
you can't kick him off, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I'm like, dude, I'm like, Bodhi, that's my fault, dude. That's my bad. You went live right there. I'm so sorry. I was just like, dude, you're totally
I did that with the podcast once.
Press the button.
Oh, that's my worst fear, dude.
I did that with the podcast once. I was like, all right, you're like, all right, is everyone ready to go? Like, check desktop, and I was like, okay, yeah. I hit start recording, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm streaming.
That's my worst nightmare is being live for the 15 minutes before we start, dude. I don't want anyone to hear that.
Oh shit.
There was a really good question that I liked from one of our patrons real quick. I think it was it's from I Like Cups. Shout out Mr. Cups. Thank you for the question. I'm gonna direct this one at Soup specifically. If you had to start your content creation career over, no followers, no subs, like no name, no brand, and you have to start your journey with a RuneScape series, what would you do and why?
Can it be Gielinor Games? Like, is that the safe answer? Can I just restart it with that?
Yeah. But do you think it would gain the same level of traction, and would people like say yes to you if you were like some random guy who's like, hey?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I got an idea, dude.
I was in the fortunate spot where I had a following already. I had good relationships with everybody where I could test out a show like GG at that point when I was creating the seasons. But back in the day, great question, man. Are we talking like 2010 era, or are we talking
like right now?
Right now?
Ooh,
oh man.
Dude,
I would personally give up. I would go somewhere else.
Right now, dude, would be the hardest time because everything is quality is through the roof. People are insane. We have so many good creators. It's tough.
I will say though, every once in a while, like, and I mean this in a good way. Like, I enjoy a good shit RuneScape series where it's just kind of like a lot of the curtains pulled back, and it's some dude just making his first YouTube video playing the game, and it's really fun to watch. So to be honest, like, yes, in some sense, like if you're really trying to push the production and like make it some really produced series, I think you've got a lot more competition, so to speak. Like, it's a lot more difficult, but you can just always get a really cool, unique idea and then just throw it up on YouTube and be a human being.
I have an answer for this.
I think I like those videos too. Yeah,
I'd pull a Bobby Altoff. Is what I'd do. I'd find somebody to start interviewing. Yeah, sure. Definitely. But all she did was interview. I forget who it was, and then she became super famous, and now everyone wants to interview with her. I would try to interview.
Yeah.
Sure. How did she pull that off?
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. I would try to get a big creator to interview, and then I would do an interview series like that.
I will say, like, when I maybe had like 4 videos on my YouTube channel with like no views. I reached out to like 5 or 6 different content creators, and everybody got back to me. I did like a little thing with Settled. I did like a little thing with Verf. There were a couple other content creators that I had talked to that it just fell through because they were either in some other country or whatever. It was just kind of difficult to organize, but I wasn't 9raid. I was just a rando, and no one had any reason to respond to me, but everyone was really kind. So I'm not sure that there's like a huge barrier between player and content creator that would be.
I was gonna say, I think that is a very good point.
Are usually pretty nice.
Yeah, because like I mean, just with the series I've been doing, like I ask people all the time. I mean, I feel like a lot of it too is just asking. Like, it's okay to ask. Like, worst I can say is no. You know?
Yeah.
I shoot my shot everywhere. People who are smarter than me, bigger than me, like, you just gotta ask. You gotta, gotta put it out there. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The RuneScape community is really good at collabing. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. No, I was just going to say, as a content creator, if someone, even a random, comes up to you with a fully complete idea for content and just invites you, and you just have to be there, you don't have to do anything, if they present a good, complete idea to you, definitely increases your chances, I'd imagine, because there's no work for them to be doing to get to.
Yeah, that's actually kind of interesting you say that. When I first started YouTube, I got into it because a bunch of my buddies are like big League of Legends YouTubers, and that community is way different than RuneScape. It's not particularly analogous, which I learned very quickly. But something that was actually fairly common probably like 3-4 years ago for them, for new creators, is if they wanted to collab with a bigger YouTuber or like anyone who's bigger than them, they don't even have to be massive, they would give them a video idea. Like you'd script out a whole video idea, everything, and then you'd send it to them, be like, hey, like, I made this video idea for you, like, I'd love to collab with you in the future, but for now, this is like a gift so you can see like the kind of content brand I have if you'd like to work with me, but this idea is totally yours. And apparently that worked quite well.
Yeah.
Huh.
I feel like if your product is good too, it goes both ways. Like, fuck, bro, Tasty collab with Moist Critical, which is still insane. Like,
that's crazy. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Biggest RuneScape collab ever, dude. I'm taking that one to the bank. You know,
that's crazy. But like, I mean, yeah, it's possible. I mean, like the threshold there is even like wilder, like within the community. Like that's out. I mean, I know he likes RuneScape and plays, but that's like he's obviously kind of a different entity.
He's like the biggest YouTubers.
There's so many people that play RuneScape that are big YouTubers that just you don't even know about. Like
everyone plays RuneScape.
For example, Critical, Jarvis. You did a Bankstand podcast with Jarvis, Nyran, right?
Yeah, actually,
Jarvis.
The other day, Otobog did a video with Tfue.
Yeah, Tfue.
Yeah.
Drew Gooden, like Tierzu. All these guys are huge.
You guys familiar with Alan Walker?
Yeah.
No. Is that a wrestling guy?
DJ? No, he's a.
He shot me a DM and said he shot me a DM and said he watched GG.
Really?
That's super sick, dude. That's cool as hell.
That's like
I saw him on my
ever.
lurk list one day, but like, I know he's really into RuneScape, and he's like a mega fan of Wooks. Like, I've seen him drop like 500 subs to Wooks. I think when was it
Hell
Leagues
yeah,
or
that's
TOA?
respect. That's
dope. One of those big like Wooks returns. Like, dude, every time Wooks goes live for some big like return content, like Alan Walker's in there and just dropping fucking stacks on it.
Wooks is so fucking cool, by the way.
He's like, the RuneScape sweetheart.
He's the guy.
Such
him and Bodhi are the guys. They are the guys.
Yeah. They are the arbiters. I was gonna say, do you think
Mod Ash too? We just have like we have
100%.
like timeless characters in our repertoire.
I just really hope that next year in March at Runefest, at least Mod Ash or Wooks is there, one of them, or both of them ideally, but at least one of them.
Well, Mod Ash.
I think everybody's gonna be there, dude.
This just made me think of a question. I'll direct it at Soup, but anyone can answer. If RuneScape had a Mount Rushmore, who would be on it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Does it have to be players? Or like
it can be anybody that's a pillar figure in the community.
Mod Ash has
to be
four people though.
Bodhi Wooks Ash, maybe like old timer Chris Archie. Like I don't know. That's hard to say, man. I don't know the fourth, but Bodhi Wooks Ash are my
Who's Chris Archie? Am I stupid?
You need like 5, right?
Old timer.
I'm
going Bodhi Wooks, Zezima.
I think settled. I think you can put settled on there.
I think Zezima's got
Zezima, dude. Oh my God, Zezima. How do we forget Zezima?
Bodhi Wooks,
I think Bodhi Wooks,
and Ash.
Mod Ash, I think that's the 5.
I feel like Zezima would have a statue before he'd be on Mount Rushmore, though. Like, you know what I mean?
Actually played.
Zezima's still around. He goes in RuneScape chats if you're a girl with under 30
Dude, for
viewers.
the
He'll go in your chat. Don't mean to blame the guy, but it's true. That is
definitely
true.
seen him in the Doll Blush live stream for sure.
For the Twitter workshop, I just want Soup on his actual like Twitter account that just posts who's on your old school RuneScape Mount Rushmore and just see the fucking fire.
Dude, you should actually. That'd be a good tweet.
Bro,
I will.
You can send it for the Twitter workshop.
Dude, that's great
really
engagement
after dark,
too.
But
That's great
Do you
engagement.
think? I think maybe Otoblock would be the 4th person I would put up there.
I don't know. He's like kind of new. Him and Settle both are just kind of new to me, and I feel like the Mount Rushmore is like the founding.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's true.
There's like you can go by decades, maybe if you want to. There's probably like a 2020s one too.
You base it off the impact on the greater community, like over like the span of like since the beginning, and like those guys you guys put on there are definitely more so. Like Settle and Oda are great, but they are definitely like newer compared to the
I think
other
of
ones.
all the new age guys, those are definitely the top 2. But also, I mean, Settled just has to edge him by a little bit.
Settled's in the new one for sure. Like no question.
Yeah. I mean, he's the only person in like RuneScape YouTube history to really break out of the RuneScape niche. Like, you know what's funny is I've talked about this with a lot of my friends who don't play RuneScape anymore but used to. they all watch settled videos.
Yeah,
like every single one of them
as well. That know,
and it's a weird.
Swampletics is so popular if someone recognizes me out in the world, they will come up to me and then they will bring up Swampletics. Like that's It's really everybody has seen it.
The one time I met Settled, he came to Vegas with Allie or Airball, and for his 21st birthday, and I took them all to the club, and they got so drunk. At one point, they were asking people, "Do you know RuneScape? Do you know who this is?"
Oh no,
no, dude.
Settled is not doing that.
My boy Teddy Locked, Ultimate Iron Man.
Yeah, right. For the time he spent in the swamp, he can say that in public. That's okay. You know, I would allow it.
Yeah. It's better than Ignoble showing his fucking stats to someone.
Well, he didn't say that himself, but
they were saying it about him. Yeah.
That's valid.
That's funny.
You know what?
It was him, his editor Jake, Toby, and
wait, 8set?
Yeah,
is that
Jake
editor?
too.
Yeah. He's cool. I like him.
Yeah, Jake does. He does his thumbnails. But
there's too many great Jakes in the community.
There's a lot of Jakes.
I thought Settled edited his own videos.
Yeah, Settle's his own editor. Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. That's insane. That's so hard, dude. Editing is tough.
Editing's hard. Takes a lot of time.
Saint Tits, any input on that?
Yeah, it's very hard. Very hard. Just sit here on your ass all day and think of creative shit. It's very hard.
Okay, with that, maybe you guys want to move into the Twitter workshop?
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm slacking, dude. I got nothing.
I'm slacking too, bro. We had soup on today. I'm sorry, but I didn't give you that.
To make up for it,
you should tweet that. That's fucking hilarious. That would be a great.
Max, to make up for it, I brought one that you'll at least enjoy or something.
Oh no,
you know.
Okay,
somewhat.
I'm ready.
You'll at least get it just because we've talked about this shit so much. It actually needs to be workshopped a decent amount, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, that's what we're here for, dude. This is the Twitter workshop. It's not a hanging gallery, you know.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
Let me go to the draft. All right, I'll show you this picture first because it's all I have is a picture. Because I was outside. I was smoking. I hopped on Hinge for a second just to see what was on there.
I don't like where this is going.
This. I got to the first profile and I saw this, and it made me one think of you, and two just immediately close the app. So this is no, I'll just tell you what it says. The prompt says, "My therapist would say I," and then it just goes nothing because I don't have.
You gotta swipe right on that one, buddy. You gotta swipe right on that one immediately.
I was gonna capture it either Hinge #ad or real.
Hinge ad. Dude, #ad would be funny.
I like the
as fuck.
#ad.
The #ad is actually hilarious.
Go with the ad for sure.
No, I like that. I like that.
I had one more as well. I'm trying to bring tweets. I'm always like historically the one that never has any.
Brian told you, you were literally Crocs in my stream the other day, and he was like, I realized that when I type in chats, I just need to put it in the drafts as well. Like,
dude, that's what I was. Bro,
yeah. I give fire in the Twitch chat. I
had the same. Bro, I had the same realization recently. I was like, dude, I just be firing away funny ass fucking shit in the chat when I'm watching people's streams, and like, I don't even catch like half the if I could just go through my own chat logs in every stream I've ever typed in, I could probably find some fire in there, man. Like it's only like when I'm watching T Papa stream and I say something and he goes, dude, you should put that in the draft. I'm like, oh my god, I never even.
Well, coming from T Papa, I mean, he thinks everything.
That's how you know it's dog shit, dude.
Yeah, true.
All right. Well, the other one is okay, it goes, replying in quotes, "Let's not get crazy now. The rest of 2024 until someone matches my freak and gets crazy now."
Wait, read that again. T-Papa, dude, sorry, T-Papa's playing.
Boo. Yeah, boo. Boo.
Okay,
I agree.
Don't read it. Never mind.
I agree. Okay, the other one.
Yeah.
Good.
For sure.
Definitely the other one.
All right, I have, yo, dude, I think you accidentally stopped sharing your location with me. Haha.
The fuck?
Oh, no. All right, well.
That's on brand.
It made me laugh,
I think you should tweet that.
I don't think it's gonna do well as a tweet. Like I don't.
No,
I think maybe,
dude,
maybe your delivery made that funny, but that's like
the best tweets are for you. They're not for the people.
I think it's funny. Also, my other one was, "Fellas, is it gay to run in the airport with your backpack on?" But
that's the gay of the day, dude.
That's the gay of the day.
Dude, when you were talking about that notes thing, I think I'm still copied on that. I have that full list in my notes.
Yeah,
too.
you might be in the shared list. It's a collaborative.
Yeah.
Well, we should just all share it up.
Yeah, you guys want to get on the notes list?
I mean, if it's cool, I don't want to like crash.
Yeah, no, you can throw me on that too. I'm down. Let me on that for sure. Mr. Non-Ran, do you have anything today?
I don't, unfortunately, no.
Hey man, we're just glad you showed up, you know?
We're trying, man. Hey, me too.
Thanks for being here.
Love you.
Soup, do you even have Twitter drafts? You ever type anything up when you're feeling like a degenerate?
Any
Dude,
bullshit?
I'll be honest. I'm going to be the lame one here. I deleted Twitter off my phone because...
That's, hold up. Honestly. That's the gay of the day, dude. That's the gay of the day.
There we go.
Delete social media. That's what it is. Dude, deleting social media.
Hey, is it gay to delete social media apps off your phone?
There we go. Instant topic for you guys. There you go.
Oh, that's a good one, dude.
Phone. Not having Twitter.
Dude, oh, good one, too.
Yeah, it's off the phone, so
huge.
No drafts, no drafts.
I realize I'm not on the gay list. I'm on the
engagement page.
Yeah,
is that all we got?
I'm throwing that at my drafts if no one else is.
I believe that's it. I think anybody else have anything else? I'm loser this week. Sorry. I'm just gonna go through Hamsey's chat logs in my stream, and I'll bring a few next week. I got you guys.
Don't you dare, dude.
Or go to mine and Max's stream.
too.
Honestly,
you're gonna say something.
Yeah,
you're gonna say something next week, and I'm gonna be like, dude, that's fucking fire.
You know, every time we say that, I think like 20 minutes later, and I'm like, dude, we're so like, that's not fire. Like that's
like, dude, that's fucking hilarious, bro. Good job.
Humor is often in the moment, you know.
Outstanding podcast. We're about to go to the Patreon podcast now. Shout out to all of our patrons. I'll be talking about how my father made me be a Karen at dinner tonight. Should be a good time.
Juice my tweet.
Pull up. Mr.
Tweet.
Soup, thanks for jumping on. Tweet that shit. And can you take us out with I Love the Pussy?
I love the pussy.
Don't skip. We have some news for you because we have recently reworked our entire podcast format. We will still be conducting one normal podcast a week, but now Tier 1 patrons will have access to a weekly exclusive Patreon podcast that's going to be even more based and more after dark. We've also updated our other tiers to include perks that allow you to directly interact with the podcast and influence the topics that we speak about. The Patreon will be linked in the description below.